I work with the Swedish International Development Agency in the unit for research cooperation. I've worked there since the late 90s, focusing on research capacity strengthening. And I also, as a representative of Sweden, I sit in the General Assembly of the European and Developing Countries Clinical Trials Partnership, EDCTP. And because of my strong interest in research capacity strengthening, I have been involved, and SIDA as such has been involved with the setting up of Essence on Health Research, which is a group of funders working together for research capacity in Africa. In our case, because we are from the government, Sweden has certain bilateral relationships with some countries, and we don't have research capacity, or we don't have research support to all the countries that Sweden has bilateral relationship with, but we tend to choose a few that we can do well. The other thing is, of course, we also support regional initiatives, which may be in Africa and elsewhere, working for the same goal, and of course even multilateral initiatives. For me, when I heard this catchy phrase, beyond aid, I reacted a little bit skeptically, because I didn't know what we were talking about. What is aid? What kind of aid are we talking about? About research, support to research? Is that seen as an aid that you should go beyond? So, but after the meeting that you had in, where were we now? I think Brussels or something. It was possible to think it through a little bit. Of course, countries must think beyond just receiving. But how I see funding for research is that it's not. I mean, does anyone get beyond the point where they need to get funding? I don't think, by definition, it doesn't happen. On the other hand, does then the issue of which budget it comes from important? Because somehow getting aid is associated with donors and development corporations. So, but what's the difference between getting research funds from SIDA or from Wellcome Trusts? That's not aid, that's funding. So it got me to think a bit. I've seen how at least the session I was in, it has been changed a little bit, and talking more of aid and beyond. I can relate to that better, because we have to be very careful not to, what I say, throw the baby with the bathwater, because there are so many countries that have very fragile and low research capacity. I don't care what people are saying. The issue is, is there capacity to do the research they want to do? Are there enough people for the many universities that are being formed? So I really think that the work is not done. I would want that the countries themselves put in more money to feel and that they are contributing, and to also take certain responsibilities for the future, which is research is a future thing often, and not just an immediate thing. Apart from the funding that SIDA generally, not just the research, that it gives to NGOs, the whole Sweden has moved away from project work. people complain, but so it's either funds to government or funds to a certain civil society to do something, or else like the funds to research. Now, when we go to a country, we like to see, we do the analysis to see what universities are there, because over the years we found that supporting individual scientists is not the way. So we sort of groups and then institutions. But at this point, it seems that support to universities and a few research centers. But the universities become often the hub for where research is done. And as I say, some of the bilateral support it's aimed at capacity development, and capacity in its very broad sense. So you find that the countries, maybe they have one university that does research, and then we capitalize on that and try to provide. There's the training. There is getting supervision to be better. Having dialogue with the organization to make its commitment to research real, rather than just say we support research. I mean, what are the career paths? Where is the strategy? So in many places that kind of support is also given, and also the things that make research possible. It's the labs, it's the communicating research, it's a whole array of things. Personally, I just found it very exciting, and I like the way it has been organized with the size of. It's also good. You have a chance to interact with people, and I think it has been positive. I think many of the presentations and the discussions were open and interactive. Maybe there should be some ranking to be able to say which ones one thought was most exciting. But I like the ones where there's a little controversy, not just everyone saying the same thing.